Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we embark on a journey explored profound transformation that critical thinking has woven into fabric or personal relationship. As we navigate this topic before in the first year of the university, we have learned how can we write an argumentative essay. But before we do that, we need to know something about how can we make our argumentative essay more and more suitable for the audience. First of all, we have a subtitle. This is about know yourself. This is actually about. Before we delve into understand what is it about, we need to know ourselves. Do we have enough information about the topic? Can we do this argumentative essay very successfully way? The other one is about know your audience. Know your audience. Audience is the people that we have written our essay for their favor. So, if we want to write something, first of all, we need to know ourselves, then we need to introduce our audience, our people. Otherwise, we cannot reach the topic, the place that we want before. Just as we examine ourselves, we must also recognize the diversity of experiences among us. So, how different generations or cultural backgrounds influence our views on these essays. The other is about choose and narrow your topic. Let's write it. Choose and write your topic. This is actually about the scope of critical thinking. Impact is vast. Today we will narrow our focus to three key aspects: communication patterns, the delicate balance of connection and disconnection, and the challenge posed traditional relationship norm. Critical thinking call for precision in our focus. As we zero in communication patterns, the delicate equilibrium between the connection and disconnection, and the challenges posed to traditional relationship norms, let us critically question the implication of each aspect, what the nuances and subtitles might be overlooked without such focused security. The another part is about to write a sentence that explain your claim. For example, you need to write something that explain your claim. Otherwise, you cannot say to yourself, yes, I will write something about this topic, and write your claims. And it will be like it will have a shape, so we can understand it clearly better. Okay, our claim is not a mere assertion, but a hypothesis open the critical examination. For example, social media, we posit service as a transformative force reshaping personal relationship. How can we critically scrutinize this claim, acknowledging both its merits and its potential shortcomings? Gather ideas, brainstorm, and research. Gather ideas. Let's write. Gather ideas and brainstorm and research. In this part, in the spirit of the critical inquiry, let's move beyond accepting information at Face value. How do we critically assess the validity and reliability of the studies and anecdotes that we encounter in our research? By doing so, we evaluate our understanding from passive absorption to an active, critically informed interpretation. Yes, we need to do our brainstorm and research. According to this, it will shape an idea. Let's organize our ideas. Organize ideas. A critical thinker structures their thoughts not only for clarity but also for coherence in argumentation. How does the organization of our exploration impact the strength of our critical analysis? Each section should seamlessly flow into the next, forming a coherent narrative that withstands scrutiny. Organized by methods of development. Organize by methods of development. Okay. Critical thinking requires diversity in thought and methodology. As we incorporate statistics, anecdotes, and expert opinions, how do we critically assess the strengths and limitations of each? Our exploration gains depth when we acknowledge potential biases and inherent in various sources. Provide an interesting opening. In this part you can use hooks. Provide hooks is like for example like a quick question. We can say like this: quick questions. You can use hooks for your essay, and you attract your audience interest to your essay. In our critical inquiry begins with a captivating opening that sparks curiosity. How does our choice of introduction set the stage for the critical analysis that follows? An engaging opening not only captures attention but primes our audience for active analytical engagement. Include a thesis statement. Maybe you can remember thesis statement, hook, and the other parts of the analyzing and the other parts of the essays. We have learned how can we read a essay in the first year of the university. Thesis statement should be in this part, and it should uh, tell us what is the main idea of this essay. It is kinda advertisement that give us information about the rest of essay, and if you give this information in your essay will be more successful than at the beginning. Okay. In the spirit of the critical thinking, our thesis is not a conclusion, but a proposition for examination. How can we foster a discourse that invites critical questioning of this thesis throughout our exploration? A dynamic thesis statement encourages an ongoing critical dialogue. Develop your paragraphs. Paragraphs is this place. Critical thinking invites us to question assumption and dig deeper into the layers of our subject matter. How does each paragraph contribute to a nuanced, critically informed understanding of communication patterns? The dichotomy of the connection and disconnection and the evolution of our relationship traditions. Provide satisfying conclusion. Conclusion is the last part of our essay, and we need to gather our ideas in the one point, and we need to show our audience what was our actual aim. So we need to give them a satisfying conclusion. In concluding our exploration, how do we avoid presenting a neat packaged solution and instead provoke critical reflection? The conclusion shouldn't be at the end, but a starting point for the continued critical inquiry into the impact of social media on personal relationship. Do you remember our example? First draft and the revise. A critical examination of our own work is imperative. How can we approach the first draft as not as a final product, but as a scaffolding for continuous improvement? Do you remember scaffolding from the teaching methods? Scaffolding is this place. Scaffolding is like helping to someone, okay? And continuous improvement. Critical revision involves questioning assumptions, refining arguments, and ensuring intellectual rigor of our discourse. Consider you have not written and revise it. Critical thinkers embrace the discomfort of uncertainty. What perspectives or counter-arguments might we have overlooked? The revision process becomes a platform for intellectual humility, inviting diverse viewpoints that enrich our critical exploration. Show your work. Critical inquiry extends beyond the stage. It invites collaboration. How can we foster an environment where the audience actively engages with our ideas, challenging assumptions, and contributing to critical dialogue? This section becomes a living manifestation of the principle of critical thinking. Edit your works. Editing is not a task of mere refinement but an opportunity for critical assessment. How do each word, sentence, and paragraph contribute to intellectual rigor of our exploration? In the editing process, we elevate our discourse from insightful to the intellectually robust. Handed in. As we present our exploration, we acknowledge that it is not a static conclusion but a snapshot in ongoing journey of a critical inquiry. How can we invite our audience not only consume but also to critique, question, and contribute to an ongoing dialogue, the impact of a social media on personal relationship? In the spirit of critical thinking, let this discourse not to be a definitive answer but a catalyst for continuous questioning, reflection, and dialogue. Thank you for your joining me in this intellectually stimulating journey. Before we finish our video, let's look at our titles again. And at the end of video, I will show you sample of essay. Here is a sample argument of essay. This is about no public prayer in public school. In the nearly 50 years, it begins a sentence like this, and it has all the features of the essay that you need to have, and if you have a time, you can check it out for understanding better. Thank you for your attention to listening me.